deepest pride and greatest pleasure
that I, the obscure Disney reviewer, was able to speak with the very talented Jessie Corti, who is known as the voice of Lefou in the animated Beauty and the Beast. Like in the movie, there is always more than meets the eye. So, I welcome you to take this journey.
We invite you to relax, let us pull up a chair,
and learn more about the great character of Lefou and the amazing actor who played him.
Be our guest, be our guest, be our guest.
Of course, I had to start at the beginning and ask Jessie how he heard about the Beauty and the Beast project and his audition experience.
I was doing a show in New York. I was doing Les Miserables at that time.
Jessie was part of the original company in 1987 as Corfiac.
My agent called me and said they wanted to get Broadway actors. They wanted real people who could sing and act, whereas you have the actor and then you have someone else sing for them. And I went in to audition. I think I sang Rolling from Evita. And the money kept rolling in from every side. Rolling, 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 rolling. You know, so they go, oh my gosh, he can sing that, he can sing anything. I was used to going out, not playing it safe.
The audition process was very familiar to Jessie.
They took Beauty and the Beast and they auditioned just as you would for a Broadway show. I auditioned for like 3 or 4 different parts. I auditioned for Gaston. I auditioned for the Candlestick. In fact, I thought I was going to do the Candlestick because they brought me in a few times.
While Jessie obviously didn't play Lumiere, there were no hard feelings.
I had done Law and Order.
I did it. You can't blame her.
And I knew the Candlestick. But my agent had said to me, Jessie, you're going to be in it. Like, don't worry, kind of thing. I said, oh, okay. The whole process took like 8 to 9 months from when I first auditioned to when they called me and said, you have it.
Oh, boy.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
When they said, we want you for Lefou, they asked me to sing Take Me Out to the Ballpark. Take me out to the ball game and make it fun. Obviously, I was all over the place with it and singing it and doing crazy things.
We have the batter, who carefully selects his favorite stick or bat.
They made me sing, obviously, a Gaston song. And when I went back, Richard White with the Carousel, he would be the guy going in for a Gaston. And he's like 6'5". He's a big dude. And I'm just 5'7" and a half. I went up and I said, listen, man, let's just make a big thing of it. Because when they gave me the sides and the picture of what he might look like, he was like kind of a big doofy guy. So he was kind of like big. Hey, Gaston, what are we going to do?
In fact, the early concept art had Danny DeVito's name on it. Of course, that concept would become part of Phil in Hercules.
Whoop-de-doo.
Because Richard White was big and I was short, I was thinking maybe I could, change the voice into something we could make a thing out of it. He goes, okay. He's very stoic and very doing it, So when we went in there, I just played that up. I bumped into him, got down. I was into it. He was very stiff in a good way. And it worked out.
And the character was redrawn.
Because of Les Mis, we all had long hair. And I had a ponytail at the time. So when they drew that character, because when you're doing the recording, they're filming you at the same time. It kind of looks the way I looked. Short, chunky, but I wasn't chunky. But at that time, now I am. Now I can do Lefou for sure.
Howard Ashman played a role in shaping Lefou's character.
Howard said, this is a guy who, he's in the buddy system. He's somebody because Gaston acknowledges him. He may not be that popular if it wasn't that he's with Gaston. So, and he just loves everything he does. He can do no wrong. That's what I was told originally. And that's how I played him. And he's not the brightest guy because he says,
turned him down flat.
like, I'm bringing in some information you may not know. And then he gets whacked. He doesn't sometimes know exactly what is okay to say and what isn't okay to say. So he doesn't have social skills in that sense.
And did you know that there are 3 different versions of the Gaston song?
We did 3 endings. One was for the record. One was for the movie. We did a different thing for the New York Film Festival We did a presentation of just black and white with certain things, and it got great reviews.
Darn right.
I went to the New York Mirror, and I remember, like at that time, if you were there, you would have said the Gaston song was it, because they were screaming and applauding the Gaston song. But later on, after the movie came out, the one that was really happening was the Candlestick song.
Still, Jesse enjoyed singing the Gaston song.
My favorite part was recording with the orchestra. There was like a 75-piece orchestra there. We did this in New York. I remember that Alan Menken at one point said, "Don't make it too crazy, just sing it straight," because he wanted to hear his music. So I sang it straight. And then Howard Ashman showed up. The one person that really called the shots was Howard Ashman. He's the guy that if a line had to change, if a lyric had to change, and he said, "Why are you singing like that?" Now, I didn't throw Alan Menken under the bus or anything. I just said, how do you, he goes, "The way you originally sang it. Don't take the fun out of it." I said, "Okay, oh yeah, no problem, I'll do that." But everybody in the room knew that why I was singing it straight, hitting every note, and being perfect with it. Gaston! We recorded in New York, and I also had to go to LA to record pickups. So they added certain little a line here or an effort here. Oh! I remember I had to scream, "Ow!" And you always leave all the screaming to record at the end of the day.
Beauty and the Beast was released in theaters on November 22nd, 1991. It was nominated for 6 Oscars.
The winner of 2 Academy Awards.
However, it was nominated for an unexpected award.
Because Beauty and the Beast was nominated as Best Picture for an Oscar, they were upset because an animated picture was there. So they changed that, and they had an Oscar for Best Animated Feature.
The movie also led to some other great performances.
Because of Beauty and the Beast, all these other people, now they wanted to do it. You know, Robin Williams wanted to be in it.
As a bonus, Jesse isn't only the voice of Lefou in English, he voiced Lefou in the Latin American dub.
What they do with movies, they send it out to a location, Spain, France. They do a localization, they call it, and they get actors who can sing, and they loop their voices in it. I was born in Venezuela. I came here. Obviously, my father had a job, and the whole family came here, but I was 5. I didn't speak any English. Solo español.
And this was a surprise to Disney.
They did not know that I was Spanish and that I could speak fluent Spanish. And it wasn't until after we finished all of this that I let them know that, hey, listen, I speak perfect Spanish. I'm from South America. I could do a neutral Spanish. And they said, "Oh my gosh, you can sing it." It's interesting because if you see the Spanish version, it's me. But as far as I know, I'm the only person who's ever done both characters in a Walt Disney movie. And I was very fortunate and blessed to do that.
Gaston, tienes que tratar de conservarte tranquilo.
And I've also done junkets just for the Spanish market. And Disney has taken me to Texas, New York, Florida to do promos, especially after 25 years.
La obra de Les Miserables en Broadway.
Anna's fans of Beauty and the Beast almost had Jesse Corti as the original Lefou on Broadway.
In 93, I went back because I moved to LA, and we were in New York, and I was there a couple of weeks, and we did a workshop of it on stage. So then they told me that they were going to go to Texas for 6 months to work it out. But at that time, I had my son, my wife, we all moved out here, and I couldn't do it. I spoke to Terry, who played the Beast.
Terrence Mann played Javert in Les Mis, so this was a bit of a reunion for Jesse and him.
And he said, "I'm going to do it. I have nothing. I don't have kids, you know." And they went and did it.
Nothing could be deeper.
I still have no regrets about it because at that time, that was the best thing for my son. I'm like God, family, and something else, and then maybe work. So that was not a hard choice for me.
Sorry, I need to stop here for a moment to give a spoiler warning. Jesse discusses his work with the Beauty and the Beast sing-along in Disney World's Epcot in the France Pavilion. And yes, there can be spoilers for a sing-along, so please take the warning if you haven't gone to Disney World since 2019. And now, on with the video.
The news story behind the original story is that even back then, Lefou was involved in helping Belle and to help the Beast get together. It's a misdirect, what we call in movies or in theater, where you think one thing and then it does this. And then you find out the way they cut the original bits and the way they added, because I had to do new stuff for it, and I did it with Angela, and it was perfect. I was pleasantly surprised that they wanted to do that take on it. It's an interesting thing of redemption.
Jesse gives credit of this new idea to Hahn.
Don Hahn, who's the producer and he was the director on this project, he just felt that Lefou would be the perfect character to bring this part of the story into it. And it's very successful. The lines are huge at the theater there in Epcot in France.
And creating the sing-along was a long process.
We did that a year and a half before it even opened a year ago. So I've been doing this for 2.5 years in a sense from when I first did it.
I did ask Jesse about his opinion of the live-action movie, and he was very supportive.
Josh, he was directed in a certain way that he was smarter and conniving behind, like almost putting down Gaston.
She hasn't made a fool of herself just to gain my favor. What would you call that? Dignity?
Which is not what Howard Ashman had asked me to do in the other movie. I did put him down innocently without knowing, but in the live action, Lefou knows exactly what he's doing. Josh did a great job. I enjoyed it.
While Jesse knew Beauty and the Beast as Disney's 30th animated movie was something special, how much 30 years later is still surprising.
I knew it was something big because it was so well received. I did not know that it was going to be this big. We did the movie, it came out, they put it in a vault for 10 years. And when they took it out of the vault, and they re-released it, it was even bigger than when we first did it. It has a life, it just keeps going. Live performances, live shows. It's been translated into so many languages. And it's about empowerment. It has so many layers and it covers so many subjects, and it does it almost subconsciously. And I think that's why people gravitate to it. Redemption is what people want in any movie when they're watching it. I think it'll be big in another 30 years afterwards.
By the end of my conversation with Jesse, I was and still am looking forward to seeing the new Beauty and the Beast sing-along even more. I also decided that there should be more done with Lefou at Disney.
Of course, there should be.
Jesse has had a long history with Disney, even more recently.
I was able to be in Frozen and Zootopia, but Beauty and the Beast was definitely my favorite.